good? Everybody here? All right. Chris, are you there as well?
I saw, yeah, here he is.
Okay. All right, we are back on the record. We're on docket number 032-2021-04, an application filed by Flywheel Energy Production LLC requesting extension of TA status in section 7, township 10 north, range 8 west, in Cleveland County. The applicant is represented by Mr. Perkins. Recusals are Commissioner Liner and no others. Mr. Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. The pre-valley exhibits are listed on page 2 of the application. They include Exhibit A, list of parties receiving notice. D is the fluid level test of April 22nd, 2020. C is the proof of publication. D is the affidavit of notice. The originals of C and D have been provided to Mr. Cookington this morning. Ask that those be admitted.
Motion is granted. Exhibits are accepted to the record.
This is a request to extend the temporary abandonment status of the Lynn 10-8 well in section 7, township 10 north, range 8 west, Cleveland County, as Mr. Curry mentioned. This particular well is a marginal producer and experiences some communication with the adjacent wells. In order to place this well back into production, it would require a workover, a plunger installation, which would be economical in the current environment, but with a modest increase, it would be the applicant has calculated $3.05 break-even price, and would like to retain this well for future production.
Questions from the commission? Well, I guess, Mr. Perkins, do you happen to know whether or not there was a surface use agreement for this pad and or whether there's more than well in this one well in this particular pad?
I do not know because I didn't look it up. I can tell you that virtually all SECO wells had surface use agreements. And, I was involved in a lot of those. I can't say that every single one had one, and I do not know without asking whether or not if this is the only well on well pad. But unless it's a vertical well, it would be extremely unusual to be a one well pad. Most of them in later times were 8 wells.
Right.
And then there was a period where there were 4 wells. But I do not believe it is a single well pad, but I don't know the answer to the city.
Does anyone in the hearing chamber have an interest in this topic? Anything further from the commission? That includes the approved docket submitted for adjudication. Is there a motion or discussion? Motion by Commissioner Phillips to approve as applied for with the additional criteria. Second.
Second.
By Vice Chairman Langley. All in favor, please raise your hand. Passes by a vote of 7 with Commissioner Minor recused. Document number 033-2021-04, an application filed by Flywheel Energy Production LLC, requesting extension of TA status for a well located in section 33, township 10 north, range 16 west of Van Buren County. The applicant is represented by Mr. Perkins. Recusals are Commissioner Liner and no others. Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. The pre-filed exhibits are listed on page 2. They include Exhibit A, list of parties receiving notice. D is the fluid level test of April 15, 2020. C is the proof of publication. D is an affidavit of notice. The originals of C and D have been provided this morning to Mr. Cookington. We ask that those exhibits be admitted.
Motion is granted. Your exhibits are accepted to the record.
This is another temporary abandonment extension application for the Jones 1016 6-3384 well in Van Buren County. The Jones well is also a marginal producer. It experiences some communication with adjacent wells. Placing the well in production would require a workover and plunger installation. And like the previous well, that would not be economical without a modest increase in gas prices. The applicant has calculated the break-even price for this well at $2.10. So it's there or near there. And as I discussed last month, these wells are foreseeable future.
Questions from the commission? Mr. Perkins, you have anything further?
Nothing further. I'll just add that, based on your questions earlier, I don't know for sure the answer to these. It would be the same, although I'm fairly certain, since the information I have about communication with adjacent wells, that there are other wells on this well that are in production.
Thank you. Anyone in the hearing chamber have an interest in this docket? Seeing no one, that includes the approved docket submitted for adjudication. Motion or discussion? Motion by Commissioner Wolford to approve as applied for with the additional criteria. Second by Chairman Morley. All in favor, please raise your hand. Passes by a vote of 7 with Commissioner Liner recused. Docket number 034, 2020-104 is an application filed by Flywell Energy Production LLC requesting extension of the temporary abandonment status for a well located in Section 4, Township 9, North Range 60, West Conway County. The applicant represented by Mr. Perkins. Recusals are Commissioner Liner and no others. Mr. Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. The pre-filed exhibits are listed on page 2. They include Exhibit A, a list of parties receiving notice. B is the fluid level test of May 13, 2020. C is the proof of publication. D is the affidavit of notice. The originals of C and D have been provided this morning. Mr. Pilkington would ask that those exhibits be admitted.
Motion is granted. Exhibits are accepted to the record.
This is another temporary abandonment extension application, the Coon Bradford 916 2-4H. Well, the subject of this application in Conway County, before it ceased production, was producing about 200 MCF a day or a little bit more on gas lift when it was shut in, and it has a history of scaling the tubing. The well requires a tubing replacement, plunger installation, and gas lift assistance to handle the water production. But the applicant has calculated the break-even price of this well to be only $1.86. And so it is, again, one that's in line to be placed back into production in the priority based on the number of wells that they have. And of course, Flywell would agree to all of the typical commission requirements for an extension of the temporary abandonment.
Questions from the commission? Captain, know anything about the surface use or?
I do not.
Okay. Anyone in the hearing chamber have an interest in this document? Seeing no one, that concludes the proof. Or motion or discussion? Motion to approve is applied for with the additional criteria from Commissioner Wolford.
Second.
Second by Vice Chairman Langley. All in favor, please raise your hand. Passes by a vote of 7. Commissioner Liner recused. Docket number 35, 2021-04, an application filed by Flywell Energy Production LLC, requests an extension, temporary abandonment status of a well located in Section 29, Township 8, North Range 17, West in Conway County. Recusals are Commissioner Liner. No others. Ms. Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. The pre-filed exhibits are listed on page 2. They include Exhibit A, list of parties receiving notice. D is the fluid level test of April 15, 2020. C is the publication. D is the affidavit of notice. The originals of C and D have been provided to Mr. Pilkington this morning. Would ask that those exhibits be admitted.
Motion is granted. Your exhibits are accepted to the record.
This is a temporary abandonment extension application for the Looney Schmall 817 1-29H20 well in Conway County. This well does have only minor communication with the offset wells, but it needs the installation of gas lift, which is marginally economical in the current price environment. The applicant would like to retain the well for future production potential, which they estimate to be about 180 MCF a day, with a 42 barrel water per day production. So water production always hurts the economics in the analysis, but the break-even price for this well is calculated to be $2.02. We would, and of course, Flywell would agree to the typical commission requirements for extension. I do not know the answer to your questions, about whether this is the only well on the patch or whether it was a surface use agreement. I think it's likely it's not the only well and that there is a surface use agreement, but I can't say for sure. But I will say to the commission that, I'm not sure I'll have any applications in May, but the next time I'm back, I will be armed with that information to provide to you.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission? Anyone in the hearing chamber have an interest in this topic? Seeing no one, that concludes the proof. Is there a motion or discussion? Motion by Chairman Moore to approve as applied for with additional criteria. Second by Commissioner Wolford. All in favor, please raise your hand. Passed by a vote of 7, Commissioner Lander. Docket number 36, 2021-04, an application filed by Flywheel Energy Production LLC requesting the extension of temporary abandonment status for well located in section 22, township 9 north, range 15 west of Conway County. The applicant is represented by Mr. Perkins. Recusals are Commissioner Liner and no others. Mr. Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. The pre-filed exhibits are listed on page 2. Exhibit A lists the parties receiving notice. B is a fluid level test of May 14, 2020. C is the proof of publication. D is an affidavit of notice. The original C and D has been provided this morning. Mr. Pilkington would ask that those exhibits be admitted.
Motion is granted. Your exhibits are accepted to the record.
This well, the Prince Louis 915 3-22H well, and I just have to say, I'd like to know how that well was named. Is it really a prince that owns this well? I don't know.
How'd that happen?
This was a marginal producer. It only produced about 7 BCF a day when it was shut in, but it needs an acid job and a plunger installation. But they don't believe that those operations are going to be incredibly expensive. In this instance, the break-even price is calculated to be $1.89, and they would like to keep this well in their portfolio for potential future production. Flywheel would, of course, agree to all the additional commission requirements for extension.
Questions from the commission? I assume you don't have any information about our plan. Thank you. Anyone in the hearing chamber have an interest in this docket? Seeing no one, that includes the approved docket submitted for adjudication. Motion or discussion? Motion by Commissioner Phillips to approve as applied for with the additional criteria. Second by Commissioner Wolford. All in favor, please raise your hand. Passes by a vote of 7 with Commissioner Liner recused. Docket number 037, 2021-04, an application filed by Flywheel Energy Production LLC, requesting the extension of temporary abandonment status for a well located in section 11, township 10 north, range 14 west in Van Buren County. The applicant is represented by Mr. Perkins. Recusals are Commissioner Liner and no others. Mr. Perkins.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. The pre-filed exhibits are listed on page 2. They include exhibit A, list of parties receiving notice. B is a fluid level test of April 16, 2020. C is a proof of publication. D is the affidavit of notice. The originals of C and D have been provided this morning to Pilkington. Ask that those exhibits be admitted into the record.
Motion is granted. Your exhibits are accepted to the record.
This well, the rainwater Mackey 1014 1-11H, is a low producer, approximately 115 MCF a day, or that's what they would expect in production. We'll put it back into production today. That's what they can determine in a period of tubing that is sanded off or perhaps stuck in the casing. Needs to be fished. They have estimated the cost of the workover compared to the production and have determined that the break-even price is approximately $2.04. NCF, they would like to maintain this well for future production and would agree to the all of the typical emission requirements.
Thank you. Questions for Mr. Perkins? Anyone in the hearing chamber have any interest in this docket? Seeing no one, that includes approved docket for adjudication. Is there a motion on discussion?
Like function.
Motion by Vice Chairman Williams to approve the supply form with the additional requirements. Second by Chairman Morley. All in favor, please raise your hand. Passes by a vote of 7 with Commissioner Liner recused. That concludes the regular docket. We move into the open docket. Commission to hear public comments concerning the following areas of commission jurisdiction. One, whether or not waste of oil and or gas is taking place or is reasonably imminent. 2, the optimum and equitable rate of production for each controlled source of supply. 3, whether or not any rules or regulations currently in effect should be considered for revision or if additional rules should be considered. 4, other matters brought before the commission on which that jurisdiction. The rest reflect that we had no parties present themselves during the open docket portion of the agenda. We'll move to the director.
Okay. Couple housekeeping things we need to address. Number one, overview, commission budget wise is going fine. We don't have any major issues with that. The office is functioning pretty much normal. We completed our move in here until we did last fall. But it's functioning properly, no major problems or issues with that. We're preparing in El Dorado, Gary's in the process now of making room for sometime this fall. The DEQ El Dorado office staff, which I think is 7 or 8 folks, will be moving into our particular office in El Dorado by September, maybe October of this year. So in preparations for that. We're in the midst of our audit that we go through each year. This particular audit is a little bit different than last year, but we were audited as an independent entity. This year, the audit includes E as a whole. So it comes to DEQ, Geological Survey, Oil Gas Commission, the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Board, all being evaluated at the same time. Along those lines, we have a couple of things we need to address. Back in during the audit, they looked at our minutes, what we've done for the year. And back in May and June, and then most of COVID, we had some Zoom meetings. Half of us were on Zoom, some weren't. I had some difficulties with that, so we had to make some corrections to the votes that occurred in May and June of that year. We had them in our notes, but they didn't make the final approval. So those were corrected and were reposted back on the web page. Any questions on that? Otherwise, they'll stand there as approved. I don't think we'll have any findings on our particular audit, so I anticipate that'll end shortly. The legislature is ending this week, I think, potentially.
Sometime between tonight and Friday night.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Our budget was approved, and no problem with that. The one thing that I did report, as you know, last time, we were able to transfer 10 million from our treasury balance to our plugging expanded well program. That will occur on July 1. The approach is increased for that also. So we look forward to next year being a big year from the standpoint of trying to get as much done as we can. We were held up for a couple of years with COVID and trying to get a new contract in place for contractors. So looking forward to next year being a big year to make some headway. We have about 430 some wells officially in our plugging fund. But we had some all the time, as you know, that we plugged 750 or so since we started the program back in 2005. So it's kind of funny, for all those years, the total amount to plug stayed about 400 wells. But we plugged 750, so the funny thing is we're adding as many wells as we continue to plug each year, but that's just the way it goes. And we look forward to that being a big year for that. Any other legislative or lawsuit issues?
How many folks moved?
BH, maybe 9 folks. They're all technical folks, they're all inspectors, I think, except maybe one as a person.
I guess on the lawsuit update, as you know, both Flywheel case and the Cambiano case were appealed, and we have received briefing schedules in both those cases from the Court of Appeals. I know that Mr. Perkins and Flywheel requested transfer to the Supreme Court when they filed their appeal, and then, according to Mr. Perkins, I believe he's going to make that request additionally when he files his brief, and we'll have 30 days to file a responsive brief at that point in time. I know it's Flywheel and Mr. Perkins' preference to go straight to the Supreme Court in the Flywheel case. It could potentially, I guess, expedite the matter, if not prolong it out beyond that period of time. I think there are some pros and cons to that, but I think I would generally be in favorable of that in that particular case. If we're asked, or the Supreme Court asks us, unless you all have a different opinion, I think I would suggest that we would agree to that, just to get to the conclusion of that matter, based on our position, which is really a public policy position, interpretation of the statute. We have as good a chance there as any, I guess. But unless you all have a difference of opinion, I would support that, recommend supporting that if we're asked, that we would agree to that as well. Cambiano will not be requested to go to the Supreme Court, so hopefully we'll be successful in the Court of Appeals and go from there. But I think we're waiting on Mr. Perkins to file his Flywheel brief, and then we'll have 30 days to respond, and then I think his is due by May 5th, somewhere around in there. And then the Cambiano case, they're within their 30 days as well. So whenever we receive that, our responsive briefs.
One brief thing is we had some issues, or at least one issue down there on the radio. Until the policy is changed for state buildings, we're still following all the protocols. So if the public comes to visit, they have to go through all the protocols that we as employees go through, wear masks and things like that. That's not been sometimes well received. So if somebody gives you a call and says, Mr. Mooney is barring the door because they can't come in and access the so we're still following those protocols. Until that changes, that's what's going on for state buildings. That's all I have.
I believe lunch is ready. I think Jennifer and Shannon are guarding it, so it doesn't just give us a chocolate.